Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I've been thinking about over the past couple of days, and it's a wonder that I get any sleep at all, guys, because my mind is constantly going. But this one thing that I wanted to talk about, I don't think a lot of people are bringing up, so why not let it be me, right? I'm sure that a lot of us on this journey have come into contact with people that don't understand what we're going through. And we can always tell the difference between the well meaning ones and the ones that, through their body language, always look at their body language. You can always tell who is well meaning and just is concerned about our happiness, and the ones that are just jealous and don't want to see you happy. There's a difference. Now, let me take one of these out of my ear because I feel like I'm screaming. Okay. These headphones are great. So great, in fact, that, it blocks out everything else. You can't hear anything else but your own voice. So, when you notice the difference between these two types of people, the ones that are really, really looking out for you and can only give you the advice from a 3D perspective as opposed to a 5D twin flame perspective, you have to have a lot of patience with them because they are not experiencing what you're experiencing. All they're seeing is the crying. All they're seeing is the pain and the anguish and the time spent. You have to have, and I just saw a little angel light pass by, you have to have a lot of patience because while well meaning and well intentioned, they're never going to understand what you're going through on the level that you're at. They can only give you the advice that they're giving you. And quite honestly, some of the things that they might be telling you may look good on paper and through your logical mind may make a lot of sense, but there's always that spirit inside of you that's letting you know what this is. Sure, this sounds great, this sounds feasible, this sounds like something that if I didn't know what this was, I might pay attention to, or for lack of a better term, even consider. But also take a look at the people in your life that whenever you mention this person, their whole attitude changes, their whole demeanor changes. It seems that whenever you speak of love and the love you have for this masculine, their whole face changes. Notice the difference between the two, okay? In a lot of ways, in a lot of ways, you can tell who's there for you and who just wants the best for you and who is not there for you and who is not happy for your success, not happy for your happiness, okay? You can tell the difference between the two. You see, guys, we live in a time where if one thing is wrong with the order, we treat these people as a hamburger order that we're waiting for. And if it's not just right, we send it back. This is the type of society that we live in. This is why us as twin flames are breaking down these paradigms. And that's what has got these karmics. And even if this person is not a karmic, is just somebody that doesn't understand the journey that we're on, doesn't understand what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. They really couldn't. So, what they're going to tell you is to avoid the pain, seek out somebody else. Not realizing that that next person can give you a different kind of pain. You see, I'm going to tell you, Bob Marley had a very good quote. The truth is, everyone's going to hurt you. You just got to find the right person to suffer for or be in pain for. I'm ad-libbing, but Bob Marley fans will know which quote I'm referring to. Okay? People are so afraid of hurting and feeling any kind of pain that they'll just hop from person to person to person to person to avoid the pain, to avoid the imperfection of the person. Instead of, if they have a real connection with the person, to work on that connection. But no, displays a certain type of behavior, automatically faulty, send him back. Reject, reject, reject. And the truth is, we have our defects too. So for us to be sending people back, and I'm talking about our connections with people, okay? This is played out even before we met DM. As I said before, and I hate to sound redundant, we live in a society and in a time where, in comparison to our grandmothers and great-grandmothers and the people that came before us, as soon as something is not perfect, we send it back to the assembly line. Send it back. I don't want it. Send it back. Not realizing you have your own defects. We have to be real with ourselves, guys. We have our own defects. I have mine. I'll admit to it. But we can have our defects, but they can't. How is that fair? How is that fair? If we spend our lifetimes, and this is going to be quite honest with you guys, and this is something that I never thought that I would bring up. And I had I had brought it up in a video that I had, in my earlier videos on this channel, but I guess this is version 2.0, right? A lot of spiritual energy right now. You got to give me a minute. If I'm pausing, it's because there's a lot of bodily reactions to what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying here is, quite honestly, sites like OkCupid and Plenty of Fish and all of these dating sites are making a lot of money, okay, off of the loneliness and this type of attitude of, well, you have to fit a certain amount of criteria, and if you're not absolutely perfect, we send you back to the reject line. Are you perfect? No, if you were perfect, you would not be alone looking on that site for somebody. Let's be honest, right? Now, I'm talking about those that are, I guess this is more of a general relationship discussion that I'm having with you guys. Not necessarily twin flame, yes, but love in general. Let's not separate that from what we're all looking for, love. Okay? We cannot treat relationships like a hamburger order. So they forgot the pickles. So why can't you provide the pickles? We cannot continuously go from person to person to person to person to person to person, spending anywhere from, let's say you start dating or having a boyfriend, right, at 16, right? Average age, 14, anywhere from 14 to 16, right? From that time, you've been dating for, let's see, if you started at 14, I started at 16. So 16, 26 is the average age people get married on average. So that's 10 years of dating, right? And anybody that has seen the show Sex and the City knows what it's like. Okay? Knows what it's like. I used to love that show. I miss that show. Something terrible. Ugh. Ugh. So if you count from 16 to 26, 26 being the target age for marriage and children if you want children, that's 10 years, guys, of going from person to person to person to person to person. Always finding a flaw. You have flaws of your own, but only concentrating on the flaws of the other person, because unless they're absolutely perfect, which doesn't exist, it does not exist. If we were perfect, we'd be up there and not down here. Okay? So that's 10 years of just going through people. And essentially, is that making you happy? Now, I'm not really talking about twin flames right now. Okay? I guess I'm talking more general. Right? So this is really, like I said, this is a general discussion. 10 years of dating disappointment, dating disappointment, dating disappointment. That really starts to grate on a person and starts to wear down on their self-esteem. Okay? But as a general rule, people tend to not look within at their own issues, their own flaws, but they'd rather look at that other person. That other person is not perfect. So let me throw them in the trash, throw them in the reject bin, and move on to somebody else, which probably, if you have a type and you have that set list, you're probably looking for that same set list in the next person. This is what the difference is between non-twins and twin flames. Twin flames, we are forced to look at our own shit. That's part of the journey. We're forced to look at our own shit. Okay? And we have this one person that we're connected to. So we have the added benefit, the added advantage of not having to go through all of that 10 years of repeated heartbreak with different people every time. This is not a vending machine. Love doesn't come as a vending machine where you get to pick exactly what condiments go onto your sandwich, aka your potential lover. I'm just spitting truth to you guys. You know how I am. I call other people out, but I call us out too. We have to, as twins, we have to look at our own shit. This is part of the journey. Okay? Another point I wanted to make. In this journey, our vibrations as feminines are so high, it is very attractive. But when you're vibrating high, you're not always going to attract, quite honestly, because I'm going to tell you something. Us feminines, we're kind of a triple threat. Okay? We're beautiful, we're smart, we're spiritual. Okay? We're more than a trifecta. So all of these elements are going into our personality and what we're putting out into the world. Not trying to consciously, but it's just there. And not always the nicest people are going to be attracted to that energy. It gets to the point sometimes, guys, where, and feminines, I'm sure you know and probably would agree with me when I say this. It gets to the point where you're vibrating so high that a simple hello to a member of the opposite sex comes off to them as flirting. Slow your roll, motherfucker. Slow your roll. Okay? Mama taught me to be nice to people. Okay? So slow your roll. Okay? Have a seat. Have several seats. I ain't interested. Sorry, I gotta put this back in my ear. Hashtag I ain't interested. How many times, guys, have I gotten the ill stare down? I mean, burning a hole in the side of my cheek. I'll be on the bus. It's happened a couple of times to me. I'll be on the bus. I'm busy reading my book, or looking out the window or whatever, minding my own business. But I'm cute. I'm fly. I'm hella sexy, as we all are. What do I say in every video? Okay? And here you always know when you're being stared at. You always know it. You always fucking feel it. It's like, and you don't want to make eye contact because then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, You do. When you're vibrating that high, you do kind of got to retain a little bit of, how do I word this? I wouldn't say be antisocial, but like you kind of have to, especially if you're on a crowded bus or a crowded train and everything, and it's like you're feeling this hole burning on the side of your cheek because some person is staring at you. I mean, and sometimes you catch them, and it's like, whatever, you're staring, you're whatever, look, I'm cute, people get to stare. But then when it becomes a little to the point where, motherfucker, can I help you? And you don't want to get rude because you don't know if the person is kind of like mental and you'll, respond in a negative way. It's hard out there, guys. And DMs, if you're watching, it's fucking hard for us, okay? We gotta curve these fucking weirdos at every motherfucking turn. Okay? Yeah, we gotta curve these weird motherfuckers at every fucking turn. But we do it because we love you. You see, again, I do feel for the non-twins. I do feel for them because they are not on the same journey that we're in. we do have it good, DFs. We do. Considering the pain, I'm not, denying the pain that we've been in. Pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. Remember those words. Okay? I don't know if it was Buddha that said that. I don't quote me on that, but pain is inevitable. It's part of the human experience. But suffering is a choice. It's what you do with that pain. And even with this pain as DFs, we are still, and I hate to say it like this, and I hate to single people out, but we're still in a very, very good position, in a position that I would prefer to be in, as opposed to a lot of the people that I'm seeing. Just the other day, I was watching one of those dating shows, right? That they have, because I have a Roku and they have all the older shows. And I'm like looking at this thing. I'm like, I feel really bad for these people. It's like these are blind dates. You don't know how the guy's gonna look, if he's gonna be some weirdo. You're taking a chance. Us DFs don't have that issue. We know who our DMs are. Okay? We know them like the back of our own hand. So even with all of the quote unquote pain, which is meant to be a transformative thing, it's meant to refine you, not to destroy you. Okay? Even with all the quote unquote pain, I'd rather have twin flame than to be on a regular dating journey. And I'm going to tell you, I was the regular dating journey before I discovered I was a twin. So I know both sides. Okay? Now, I hope what I'm saying is making some kind of making sense to you guys, and I hope this brings some kind of kernel of truth to what you guys are experiencing, whether you're a twin that's listening to this or whether you're a non-twin that's listening to this. If you're a non-twin, I feel for you guys. I really feel for you guys. But this is where us DFs are kind of like coming in with our with our fists on our hips, with the standing on a mountaintop with the cape blowing in the wind, okay? Because we're here to actually bust all of those paradigms that have kept you guys in a fucking circular loop this entire time. So for all intents and purposes, and I've said it before, those of us that have wanted to be superheroes, my favorite being Wonder Woman. I have two Wonder Women. Both of these Wonder Women are gifts that I had received from my DM. Okay, so if DM is watching or listening, I still got them, baby. Okay, I know that we're not on speaking terms right now, but I still got them. Okay, they're right on top, next to all of my makeup and everything, my bureau and all of my fancy stuff. So they're right there. They're still there. I have one that's like in a comic book form or like an anime form, and I have one that's actually from the movie Wonder Woman, which I absolutely loved. Oh my god, I love that one. Okay, total girl crush. Total girl crush. Okay. Anywho, I don't want this to be a long, drawn out thing, but just I'm trying to make you guys aware of, or you guys might be already aware of this, but I'm just letting you know that you're not alone in what you feel, right? Us DFs, and I'm going to let you guys know, non-twins, what we're actually doing is busting down these paradigms that have kept you guys in the circular loop for many, many millennia. Okay? So we should have some solidarity there. I understand that you're only trying to help us when you give us advice, but the thing is that we really don't resonate with it because we are on a different spiritual, you can't really call this relationship, it's a connection, different wavelength when it comes to our understanding of things. Okay? We just don't resonate with the 3D anymore. Once you find out that you are meant to do certain things, it changes your whole perspective on relationships, how you've dealt with relationships in the past. It makes you look, and I'm not the only one, it makes you look at the relationships that you've had in the past, how you've approached things, how you've handled things, comparison or comparing to what you know now as a twin. It's completely different. It's like night and day. So I do want to say and remind you guys, look at who's in your circle. The ones that only have your best intentions at heart will respect you enough to make your own decisions. The ones that don't want to see you happy, even when you mention your DM, will have a scowl on their face or their whole energy will change. Be mindful of that. Take a look. Because you don't want to keep any haters in your circle. That's poisonous. It's venomous. They may not be saying anything, but in their mind they're shooting you darts. Not everything is said. Sometimes it's mental projection. Okay? And that could do a hell of a lot of damage as well, because you are trusting this person as a confidant. Be careful of who you have as a confidant with this type of thing. Okay? I realize, and I do want to say something to the DM right now. I realize that it's very limited on who you can talk to about this. So if this channel helps you in any way, shape, or form, let me know, and we will do more readings for you guys primarily, okay? Because while I do realize that a lot of you do watch, but maybe don't comment too much, we don't want you guys to stay in the shadows. You need to be seen and heard as well, okay? So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Just be discerning with who's in your circle, okay? Because the ones that are not really there for your happiness, you'll always be able to tell the difference who's there for your happiness and who's there not for your happiness. You'll always be able to tell the difference, okay? And I hope this video, if you didn't know before, will help you discern that, okay? Love you guys so very much. I do have to get ready for bed. So I hope this helps in any way, shape, or form that it was supposed to help, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss a single video. I post pretty often, so as long as you hit that bell, you won't miss anything. And follow me on social media. I'm at HoodOracle777 on Instagram. Also like my page on Facebook, The Hood Oracle, okay? And if you need a reading, hit me up. I do believe the link is in one of the other videos. With these audio-only videos, I don't think they have the description with all of that information. So just check one of my other videos where I actually show my face or whatever, and you'll be able to see it there. Okay? So love you guys again, and I will talk to you soon. For those that are on the Eastern Seaboard and my same time zone, have a good night. good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world listening to this video. Love you guys. Take care.